On this week's show, we hear about a doctor with a Tesla bribe, Powerwall gets a spec bump, we have a new official Tesla account, and a question from the audience. This is Tesla Tidbits episode number 652 for the week of May 9th, 2021. Tidbit number one for this week is the story from Inside EVs in New York of a rather nice incentive from one doctor to get your COVID-19 vaccination. Dr. Raul Vasquez is pretty literally putting his money where his mouth is and is offering a raffle for those folks that get their shot for COVID-19. The prize? A shiny new Tesla Model 3. According to Vasquez, quote, "It's behavioral economics. It's one car, but it will get everyone motivated, and it's not a big investment," end quote. As of May 6th, when the article was published, Vasquez's office had given 7,000 or so vaccines. Vasquez even plans to install a charging station at one of the offices he operates in order to further support the giveaway and the overall EV mission. Next up for this week is a quick one where we see a new official Tesla Twitter account that helps us all understand supercharger build progress. The @TeslaCharging account on Twitter has been created and is a verified account whose purpose, according to its bio, is new supercharger sites, announcements, and all things charging. I'd always been following @Supercharge feed that's run by the excellent supercharge.info site myself, but you can't do better than coming straight from the source. It's possible you may still get info quicker from other sources before they're officially released, but it certainly would be a good idea to add this account to your list of follows if you're super interested in supercharging. We move over to the energy side of the company for this next story, courtesy of Teslarati. It looks like new Powerwall owners are going to pick up more peak power output from their purchases. Back in late April, Elon tweeted, quote, "Powerwall 2 peak and steady power capability is better than advertised. Now that we have lots of operational data, Tesla can unlock higher capabilities for free via software update next month. Depending on production date, increased power may be greater than 50% at 30 degrees Celsius ambient temp," end quote. Potential customers have begun receiving email from Tesla detailing the upgrade to a 9.6 kilowatt capability for the latest Powerwall installations. This is an increase from previous peaks of 5 kilowatts and 7 kilowatts. Just like the cars, the energy side keeps getting better. Lastly, a segment we haven't had in a minute, we have an Ask Tesla Tidbits. I was pinged on Instagram asking my opinion about the apparent pending elimination of radar and if this is a good idea. I'll admit, at first, I was skeptical that this was a good idea, but then not using LiDAR was not considered to be a good idea by many either. With the first principles thinking that Elon employs, it actually makes a lot of sense. We humans have no capability to utilize sound reflection to determine our environment, just as we don't shoot photons out of our eyes to do the same. It would stand to reason, then, that this is a solvable problem by pure passive vision. And if you think about it, it's an easier portion of the autopilot equation to solve than outright full self-driving. The point of the radar was never to determine drive path, it was merely to detect obstacles. Therefore, it's a far less complex issue than overall full self-driving, and if Tesla already believes they've got the solution, we really shouldn't actually be surprised about this. The benefit to the company is obvious, as they get to drop another component from the car, making the build less complex, and dropping the cost of the vehicle. If they do roll this out in production, this is a huge positive sign for the full self-driving project too, as it means that they believe that at least a piece of the suite is ready for full production. And that makes me excited for the version 9 beta of full self-driving we've heard so much about. That'll do it for this week's show. Thanks to all my patrons supporting the show at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. As always, I have a special shout out to all the super patrons supporting the show at the $10 plus level. They are Ryan Scarborough, Lee Sweet, William Henry Crew III, Dorian Steve Guberman, Ralph and Cheryl Waterhouse, Todd Sullivan, Zortech LED Canada, Raymond and Deborah Malkowitz, Vicky Kirk, Ricky Johnston, Nathan Garza, Ed Patterman, Sunil Joseph, and Brad Lettner. If you have feedback for me, the best way to be heard is to tweet @Tesla Tidbits and use the hashtag AskTeslaTidbits if you'd like your question to be considered for the show. Until next week, keep it charged and hit the road.